Good morning from Abita Springs in Louisiana. We're about an hour outside of New Orleans at this point. We've driven over Lake Pontchartrain, which was a 26-mile bridge over the water. It actually holds the Guinness World Record for the longest continuous bridge over water. There is one in China that's broken up by small pockets of land in between, so it's pretty cool that we've done that. It's 26.6 miles. So the reason we're out here is we're going to the Abita Mystery House. So it's a little tourist attraction out here in Abita Springs. Some cool artifacts and things like that, some weird things going on. If you want to look at something similar, there's a similar kind of mystery house you've got out in, it's called the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose in California. You've also got Zach Bagans' museum out in Las Vegas, Nevada as well. So you've got a couple of little things to compare it to. We're gonna head inside, I'll show you guys around, let you know what it's like. It's $3 admission, so very cheap. Not expecting to be here too long if it's a $3 admission, but we'll see how it goes. Here we go, so we're into the Abita Mystery House now. It's kind of combo of inside, outside. Total including tax was $4 each, $8 in total. It seems like it's just a collection of random bits and pieces from inside people's homes, effectively. So here's a guy made out of computer boards. This is one of those old boxing fitness training simulators. We've got a creepy looking doll's house here with a random rubber ducky inside. Alright, so we're just heading into the second room here. We've got a few people in here. Some really random stuff. Oh.
What's he doing? A poo?
He's doing his business in there, yeah. And we'll close the door again on him. Pretty, somewhat racist room there. See what this button does. Oh, it moves them all, so they're all dancing now. So each of these has got a button. So you got what looks like a kind of voodoo doll situation in there. It's moving up and down. Oh, please do not jump on. So there's a sign in the back that says please do not jump on the bed, and so the kid is jumping in the bed. Alright, with this one you move the windmill. So this is a Petrolina plantation, it says.
Yeah, the old that museum we went to of old arcade machines in
San Francisco, yeah, along the Fisherman's Wharf, was it? Yeah, so there's an arcade machine museum on Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. And that's all old arcade machines, pinball machines, that kind of thing. So this is like a plantation building that we saw the other day, the kind of Oak Alley plantation building. And then we've got a factory. So all this is kind of built out of odd bits and bobs, really. And all the figurines are from random play sets that you'd get. They all look kind of like the figurines that you'd get from...
I think the people are handmade out of clay, though.
The people are handmade out of clay, yeah, but I think the little animals are all like that you get in the zoo, at the gift shop at the zoo and things like that. So we've got street signs and random signs all over the ceiling in here. You got a gas station sign at the end here, and all these actually really well done pictures here, number plates and whatnot. And we've got this Dixie beer. So this is actually locally brewed beer, sorry, in New Orleans. During Katrina it moved away. It's recently come back, so this is pretty much the sole beer that they drink here. So we got some pinball machines, an old Aztec pinball machine. This looks like it's from like the 70s or 80s, doesn't it? Player Miss Pac-Man. It's really hard. It's not responsive enough. It's there you go. I've done very well to get half the board there though.
What are you supposed to do?
You've just got to get the little coin, little dots. If you get the big dot, it turns them all blue, so you can go and get them rather than them getting you. Do you see what I mean with regards to responsiveness? Come on, darling. That wasn't very good.
One more life.
Alright. Alright. They surrounded you.
Close though.
I did half a board on one life and you did like 4 little bits on one life. This is quite new. You got the infinity looking gauntlet here. Oh, interesting. Light the button lights up and it says feed me 25 cents. There's a quarter over here. Oh, this is pretty cool. There's a little rubber ball that you can see going around the track. And the track's all made of ice cream lolly sticks or popsicle sticks. I don't understand the point in it, but
it's fun to watch.
Okay, so as you do that, it shoots one up from the bottom.
Oh. Before you press the button again, you must sing
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony.
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. Did it work? Yeah.
It did. My goodness, it's a creepy clown. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is a cemetery, jazz funeral. New Orleans jazz funeral. You can see all the little tombs popping up.
St. Louis Cemetery.
Is that what it is? It's St. Louis Cemetery. This is Terry the Free-Faced Dog Seal Dog. Tragedy on Dog Pound Road.
Since the last tornado.
Oh wow, that's quite elaborate.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one actually.
There's a black cloud rising in the sky over New Orleans there. So this is quite an interesting one. Santa's Xmas trees on one side, and then the other's USA fireworks. Both your holidays covered there. So you can take a free bead here. As I went to Universal Orlando's Mardi Gras parade before they closed it down, we actually got quite a few beads for that. Alright, so that's the first building done. 32-foot alligator. So going into the second building along here, the House of Shards. Seems like it's just a collection of random stuff, basically, isn't it?
Oh, look at this one.
Bird with an alligator head. Fish with a person head.
Two-headed chicken.
Just cash. Okay, the Shed of Revelations is temporarily closed at the moment, but it looks like it's been temporarily closed for quite a long time. Alright, so if we head around the back here, the actual building is pretty cool. And this isn't a door either. Alright, we've got fish alligators and duck alligators and alligator ducks and
cat.
Just standard alligators here, and a cat. One of the creepy fortune teller machines. She does look pretty creepy indeed. As does this guy. Apologies if you're watching this video. Alright, we got a UFO type thing over here. Pretty nervous to actually go up to this. Got an organ inside. Body. Baby in a jar. Plastic baby in a jar. And some ham radios and that kind of thing in there as well. As I said, here we've got a UFO type thing with nothing inside at all. This is the hot sauce house. So, hundreds and hundreds of bottles of hot sauce. Some famous people on the bottles. Right, so here we've got Buford, the 24-foot Gator. So he's a combination between a bass and an alligator. Is it a fish? Is it a reptile? It's a scientific marvel that's made of wood and styrofoam. So the reason for this place was to poke fun at southern life with voodoo fortune tellers and alligator wrestling and that kind of thing, just the odd intricacies of southern Louisiana life, basically. Right, so we're in the gift shop now. hopefully you've enjoyed the overview of the Abita Mystery House. A little bit strange, some weird and wonderful artifacts there. As you can see, we've got an alien outside here, and we've got a petrol pump and things like that. That's pretty cool. I mean, it was more interesting than the Voodoo Museum that we went to the other day. $4, not bad, not bad. We had a good time. Pretty interactive, some cool little things. This guy that built this must have been a little bit crazy. We're gonna head back into, hop in the car, head and find somewhere else to go. We've got a couple of touristy attractions around this kind of area. So get and do that and see where we end up. So we've come about 4 miles up the road and we're at the Insta-Gator Ranch and Hatchery. So from my understanding here, they'd be assisting in the hatching and the raising of alligators. So we're gonna head inside, see what it's like and go from there.
What they told us is they said, hey, ranchers, we want y'all to go into the marsh, go collect the eggs, bring them back and hatch them. We told them, hey, no problem. And they told us that once the alligators reach roughly about 4 feet in length, that we need to start releasing some back into the wild. And at first, they give us a certain percentage to go by. At first, they told us 17%. So, 17 out of every 100 alligators that we ranch here, we release out there into the marsh. Now, of course, over the years, well, this program, it just kept getting better and better. Currently today, we're actually only releasing right around about 10%. So, 10 out of every 100 alligators that we ranch here, we release out there into the marsh. Now, I know what y'all are probably thinking. You'll probably be like, hey, I got that 10%, but what happens to the other 90%, right? Try to look at it like this, that these alligators are pretty much considered to be the cows of Louisiana. And yes, I do understand that it's a little bit of a stretch, because you know, we're talking about a giant lizard, right? That's got this huge muscly tail and all these razor sharp teeth. And we really do discourage people to not look for the whole alligator milk thing, because that's just kind of disturbing. But that's the way we want y'all to try to look at it. And don't worry, in the process of y'all consuming more alligator products, as meat-wise and leather-wise, don't worry. The more alligators we're going to release out there into the marsh. So like I said, this is the greatest animal conservation program of all time, all in the process of eating these guys. And yes, when a baby alligator hatches, they're indeed about 9 inches long when they first hatch out of an egg, about the size of a chicken's egg. And as you can see, this guy has grown a lot since August. He's only 6 months old right now. Now this little guy right here, his name is Red Bean. And yes, I totally understand that it's messed up. I named after something we're going to mix him with, but he has no idea. But even though little Red Bean is small, okay, his bite is extremely painful. Now when a baby alligator hatches, they are hatched with all 80 teeth. And if one of those teeth were to bust off on like a bone or a branch or something like that, there's another one right there to pop right back in. So they have a pretty awesome dental plan, right? They average out around 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. Everything in the marshes of Louisiana love to eat baby alligators. We have all sorts of birds, fish, everything that lives on land. I mean, if you look at these little guys, they're like what little hot dogs with the legs, right? Everything loves to eat them. So with everything out there trying to eat them, guys, only about 6 or 8 of every 100 baby alligators out in the wild actually make it to a 4-foot alligator due to all those predators. Only 6 or 8, guys. But with us going out, collecting the eggs, bringing them back and hatching them here, we have a 90% success rate at hatching and a 99.9% at getting the 4 feet in length.
God, there's a lot, isn't there? This one and this one. Right, So we're inside the Alligator Barn at the moment, and as we're going up, they're getting bigger and bigger.
Literally in front of everybody, I realized we had anything to say, and I just gave him that look, and he's like, I was like, your life is over. Get used to it.
Oh, you got it.
Of course I did. Now,
I'm just taking a video.
thank you. Now, can everybody see down the throat of this alligator? Not really, right? We have lips to keep our mouth closed. Alligators don't have lips, but what they do have is this flap in the back of their throat. And what they'll do is actually situate their prey head first, and we'll put it down whole.
I don't know if Royce mentioned about their sensory receptors when he was in the barn, how they can feel movement. But all these little black dots around their jawline, those pick up movement in the water, and that's why alligators are more successful hunting in the water than on land, because they feel movement better than they can actually see. They can feel a little tiny grass shrimp that's about 10 yards away. Now an alligator this size can hold its breath for up to 30 minutes. So closing up the nose for a few seconds doesn't by any means hurt them. Wait for him to calm down just a little bit. So again, that eyelid blinks sideways there. Here's the ear. And those nostrils pretty much closed. You just flared them open, took a big breath for us.
Okay.
Close them up again.
You said the black dots on the side, those are the sensory.
Those are the sensory receptors. They're kind of like freckles or hair stubble there. One difference between alligators and crocodiles is alligators have those sensory receptors just on their jawline. Whereas crocodiles have them all over their entire body. So an alligator this big out in the wild is going to be roughly about 4 or 5 years. But we do not allow them to hibernate or brumate here, so they're eating every day, growing every day.
Oh, yeah. So what would be, obviously other than humans, what are their predators?
As far as when they're young,
Yeah.
things that prey on alligators when they're young, we have all sorts of birds, fish, hogs, snakes, other alligators.
Kind of anything that's just a little bit bigger than them, effectively.
Much,
and
yeah,
they'd
they
go for the underbelly, or?
Sure, anywhere you like. And then kind of once they get bigger, they turn into the top of the food chain and they have their revenge and they eat everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him on the ground. He'll be in the grass. Find out what he wants to do for us today. Now, for the most part, this guy's gonna be pretty active right now. Alligators are not really known for running. This is a normal speed that they move on land. They're known for more walking. But they use their tail on land as leverage to swing their body around so that then they can go and grab things with their mouth. Always attacking with their mouth, never with their claws or their tail. But as far as running for an alligator this size, top speed is about 4 to 5 miles an hour. So probably everybody here could run faster than this alligator. And they really don't like to run. When they're running back to the water. If they get startled on land, that's when they're recorded at full speed.
And is that at this particular age, or do they get faster as they get older, or?
They get faster as they get older. So the bigger alligators are faster, but they tend to be not as active.
Right. They're trying to conserve energy.
Yep, exactly. Pretty much all cold-blooded animals are all about conserving energy. And one this size can swim roughly about 10 miles an hour in the water full speed, which is about 2 to 3 times our average Olympic athlete's speed in the water. So they're very fast movers in the water. As far as their jumping, they all have the ability to jump, and that is out of the water or off the land. If this one wanted to jump, it can jump roughly about this high. An average jump is from the base of the tail up. The main thing is that alligators, their bellies are their weak point throughout their entire life. So especially when they're babies, we don't want to grab around there. We are going to grab them just like we were holding the bigger one, around the neck and the tail. So your first hand can reach in and grab their tail. You can hold onto that pretty firm. Now before you pick them up, we don't want to hold them by just their tail, so your other hand's going into the water to go right around their neck, and you can pick them up and hold them just like this. Now be aware of where that tail is, because that's kind of the only thing that can hurt you at this point. If you do hold them underneath the tail, we see a lot of times people holding them up for pictures and that tail swings up and hits you right in the face. It's pretty funny when it happens to somebody else, but not quite as funny when it happens to you. So on top of the tail is the best way to hold them. The other hand, we're gonna go underneath and try to go all the way around that neck. That way you're not just pinching the alligator's neck.
A bit of a unique experience. A couple of things that didn't quite sit with me properly. Overall, fairly cool experience. We learned some interesting facts. The population's gone from, since these guys started doing what they're doing, the population of alligators in Louisiana has gone from 170,000 to 3 million. Those were the numbers that we were given. Whether they're accurate or not, we don't know. Learned some interesting facts about alligators themselves, their emotions, what they feel, things like that. And then we got to feed them. We got to hold a smaller alligator as well, take some pictures, things like that. The thing that didn't quite sit right with me, they did tape their mouths up, but there's not anything you can really do about that. Obviously, if you don't tape their mouths up, then you can get yourself into a little bit of a tricky spot. So yeah, it was overall pretty cool experience. The first guide that we had wasn't great. He was trying to crack all these jokes and undermining the children in some instances. They'd ask questions, and rather than just answering it, he'd make fun of them to their parents, and again, that wasn't quite right. But the second guy that we had was a lot better. He was the one that actually gave us the chance to hold the alligator and, you know, feel the scales, feel their underbelly, have a look at their eyes and things like that. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the footage, and you'll see what I mean with the difference between the two guides that we had. Not a bad price overall. It was $18 per person, and then $5 for the picture. So that's exclusive of tax. Not too bad, not too bad. You know, normally for those places you'd pay £10–12 for a picture, $10–12 for a picture even, and so for that being $5, not too bad. We'd go back there, but hopefully we'd get the second guide doing it if we were to go back there. Definitely something you should check out. So yeah, go for it. That's pretty much it for us in Louisiana. We're finished on our little two-stop tour of the United States. We'll be back over very soon, but if you've enjoyed our day, if you've enjoyed the Mystery House and then the Alligator Ranch, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when we post new videos. We'll have some coming up very soon. See you on the other side.